The canned goods gleam in the pantry light. Beans, soups, powdered milk, stacked like relics of a faith I never asked to keep. I survived Y2K, I tell myself, tracing the expiration dates. 2025. My hands tremble, though the memories don't. I laughed when the grids didn't fail in 2000. I rolled my eyes at the 2012 Mayan hype. I masked through COVID's chaos, trusting science over prophecy. But now, Jeane Dixon's 2025 vision claws at my sleep. Why this? Why now? The question isn't mine alone. Millions of us, parents, professionals, pragmatists who've weathered a lifetime of false alarms, are stockpiling, Googling, lying awake as the prophecies' whispers coil tighter. Economic collapse, assassinations, a silent sky. Dixon's words aren't new, but they've metastasized, fed by algorithms and a world that feels frayed beyond repair. This isn't the Cold War's tidy dread, where the enemy wore a flag. Nor is it 2012's exotic mysticism, a distant artifact of Mesoamerican lore. 2025 is a shapeshifter, a hybrid of Nostradamus and neural networks, TikTok psychics, and Pentagon reports. It's the year climate models and tarot cards agree on catastrophe. We've seen this before, the rational mind insists, but the body knows better. My pulse spikes when headlines echo Dixon's natural disasters. My breath hitches at rumors of elites buying bunkers. This fear isn't logical. It's ancestral. A primal tremor that says, this time, the wolf is real. Yet here's the cruel twist. The wolf may be us. Psychologists call it the apocalypse paradox. The harder we prep, the more we manifest the chaos we fear. Every canned good, every whispered forum theory becomes a brick in the road to 2025. The prophecy isn't just a prediction. It's a mirror, reflecting our severed trust in progress, our gnawing suspicion that humanity's script ends not with a whimper, but with a date, 2025. The cans rattle as I shut the pantry. Somewhere, a clock ticks. The canned goods gleam in the pantry light. Beans, soups, powdered milk, stacked like relics of a faith I never asked to keep. I survived Y2K, I tell myself, tracing the expiration dates. 2025. My hands tremble, though the memories don't. I laughed when the grids didn't fail in 2000. I rolled my eyes at the 2012 Mayan hype. I masked through COVID's chaos, trusting science over prophecy. But now, Jeane Dixon's 2025 vision claws at my sleep. Why this? Why now? The question isn't mine alone. Millions of us, parents, professionals, pragmatists who've weathered a lifetime of false alarms, are stockpiling, Googling, lying awake as the prophecy's whispers coil tighter. Economic collapse, assassinations, a silent sky. Dixon's words aren't new, but they've metastasized, fed by algorithms and a world that feels frayed beyond repair. This isn't the Cold War's tidy dread, where the enemy wore a flag. Nor is it 2012's exotic mysticism, a distant artifact of Mesoamerican lore. 2025 is a shapeshifter, a hybrid of Nostradamus and neural networks, TikTok psychics, and Pentagon reports. It's the year climate models and tarot cards agree on catastrophe. We've seen this before, the rational mind insists, but the body knows better. My pulse spikes when headlines echo Dixon's natural disasters. My breath hitches at rumors of elites buying bunkers. This fear isn't logical. It's ancestral. A primal tremor that says, This time, the wolf is real. Yet here's the cruel twist. The wolf may be us. Psychologists call it the apocalypse paradox. The harder we prep, the more we manifest the chaos we fear. Every canned good, every whispered forum theory becomes a brick in the road to 2025. The prophecy isn't just a prediction. It's a mirror, reflecting our severed trust in progress, our gnawing suspicion that humanity's script ends not with a whimper, but with a date, 2025. The cans rattle as I shut the pantry. Somewhere, a clock ticks. The mind is a trap door. One click and you're falling. You don't notice the plunge at first. A headline whispers, AI predicts 2025 collapse. A TikTok psychic weeps over tarot cards. A memory flickers. Your father stockpiling gas masks for Y2K. Then, like a spider's thread, the pattern pulls taut. Confirmation bias, the brain's oldest trick. Once you believe 2025 is cursed, every drought, every market dip, every garbled deepfake becomes a sign. You screenshot them, share them, stitch them into a narrative that feels safer than chaos, because chaos is random. Prophecy? Prophecy is control. This is the cruel joke of doomsday prepping. You buy heirloom seeds, memorize Morse code, hoard antibiotics like sacraments. Illusion of control. The mind's desperate pantomime. If I can survive, you tell yourself, I can outsmart the end. But survival manuals never mention the real threat, the way prepping addicts you to fear. The bunker isn't for the apocalypse, it's for the now. A ritual to numb the terror of irrelevance, especially at 55. Especially when the kids are gone, the career plateaus, and the mirror whispers, did any of it matter? Enter the siren song of nostalgia for simplicity. Apocalypse fantasies aren't about destruction. They're about rebirth. Burn it all down, the thinking goes, and we'll rebuild a fairer world. No mortgages, no social media, just honest sweat and starlight. It's a fantasy spun from 1950s homesteader myths and The Walking Dead, a longing for a time when purpose was primal, and legacy was as simple as planting a tree your grandchildren might sit under. But 2025's doom isn't a reset. It's a black hole. And we're racing toward it, thumbs glued to the very machines that feed the dread. The screen fractures into a hellscape of modern media. Clickbait screams, 10 signs, 2025 will end us all. TikTok's algorithm, that digital fight you. Sphinx serves you teens in gas masks lip-syncing to Dixon's prophecies. AI tools, trained on our collective nightmares, generate apocalyptic choose-your-own-adventure stories. In 2025, you'll battle drones for canned peaches. Click to simulate your survival odds. A psychologist's voice cuts through the noise. Algorithms feed our fear, because fear sells. The data doesn't lie. A study flashes. Doomscroll sessions spike 300% during existential crises, pandemics, elections, climate reports. Engagement metrics bloom like fungi in the dark. But the true horror lives offline. Meet Laura, 49, emptying her 401k into a Montana bunker. If the world ends in 2025, she says, what's the point of retirement? Or Mark, 62, estranged from his sons after obsessing over prepper forums. They think I'm crazy, but I'm the only one who sees the truth. Their stories aren't fringe. They're the canaries in capitalism's coal mine. A sociologist appears, her glasses reflecting rows of data. Late-stage capitalism has no roadmap for purpose past 60. Apocalypse myths fill the void. And then, the reckoning. A montage of midlife milestones warped by prophecy. A divorcee's dating profile, seeking partner for 2025 resilience. A grandmother teaching her granddaughter to identify edible weeds. A CEO quietly relocating his board meetings to New Zealand. It's not about the end, the narrator murmurs. It's about the life unlived, the book unwritten, the apology unsaid, the love unrisked. The camera lingers on a kitchen table cluttered with survival gear. A handwritten list peeks beneath a gas mask. Bucket list. 1. Learn piano. 2. Reconnect with Sarah. 3. See the northern lights. The narrator's voice softens. We don't fear 2025 because we'll die. We fear it because we've barely lived. The screen erupts in a cacophony of prophecies. Dixon's voice, AI-generated warnings, TikTok hymns, before collapsing into silence. A single question hangs. Is the apocalypse a prophecy or a confession? The bunker's steel door slams shut with a finality that echoes through the Colorado Rockies. A $250,000 tomb for a family still breathing. Case Study 1. The Millers, once suburban pragmatists, now pour their life savings into concrete and canned goods, their children's college fund traded for Geiger counters and potassium iodide. We're not crazy, the father insists, his voice cracking as he tests a hand-crank radio. We're prepared. But preparedness has a price. Maxed credit cards, a second mortgage, a son who no longer calls. Fear of 2025 isn't just a story, the narrator intones as drone footage pans over their compound. A monument to modern dread. It's changing lives now. Cut to Case Study 2. A Thanksgiving table fractures in real time. Grandma mentions vaccines. Her QAnon daughter hisses about 2025 gene drives. Plates shatter. A teen storms out screaming, "You're brainwashed!" The camera lingers on a family portrait above the chaos, smiles frozen in 2019 before the prophecy poisoned their bloodline. Conspiracy theorists call it awakening. Psychiatrists call it apocalypse psychosis. The symptoms? Paranoia, financial recklessness, a gnawing urge to burn it all down. A therapist's notebook fills with cases. A lawyer abandoning her firm to expose the 2025 5.5 cabal. A retiree selling his home for gold bullion. A couple divorcing over conflicting survival strategies. They're not preparing for doomsday, the narrator whispers. They're living it. But the true horror isn't the fallout. It's the engineers of fear profiting from the carnage. The screen floods with ads. 2025 Prepper Bundle, 50% off. Survivalist influencers flaunt bunker tours, their affiliate links gleaming. Apocalypse advisors charge $500 per hour to vet your escape plan. A leaked email reveals a CEO joking, "Dixon's ghost is our best saleswoman." The sociologist's indictment lands like a guillotine. Fear is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and Dixon's prophecy is its latest ad campaign. Data scrolls. Disaster prepping up 400% since 2020. Collapse content. YouTube channels netting 7 figures. Libertarian startups hawking AI prophecy trackers. Even religion gets a cut. Megachurches sell 2025 salvation packets. Donation required. Yet amid the grift, a twisted communion blooms. Support groups meet in church basements, their agendas torn between solace and sedition. In one scene, a widow finds kinship with fellow 2025 realists, swapping tips on rainwater harvesting. In another, a Zoom call devolves into a recruitment pitch for an anti-government militia. In seeking connection, the narrator warns. We risk contagion. The duality is razor-edged. The same Facebook group that shares wildfire evacuation maps also circulates manifestos titled The 2025 Purge. A mother rocks her baby, humming lullabies to a live stream audience of 10,000 collapse-aware followers. We're not alone, she types. The chat floods with hearts and fire emojis. But the prophecy's darkest currency isn't cash. It's lost time. A montage juxtaposes moments stolen by hysteria. A father misses his daughters. Graduation to stockpile ammo. A couple cancels their 40th anniversary cruise to fund a bunker. A cancer patient skips treatment, convinced 2025 will finish me anyway. The screen freezes on a wall calendar. It squares until December 2025, X'd out like prison bars. We're not waiting for the end, the narrator growls. We're serving it. The crescendo erupts in a fever dream of complicity. Survival expos team with families bartering heirlooms for bulletproof vests. AI-generated deepfakes of Dixon trend on Twitter, her face morphing into a CGI reaper. A preteen sobs in a viral video. I don't want to die in 2025. The algorithm rewards her pain with 10 million views. Even the bunkers betray their owners, leaking radiation, breeding mold, trapping a prepper couple in a test run gone wrong. Their final Jibo stream? Day 7. Oxygen low. Regrets everything. As the documentary races to its close, ATH single truth crystallizes. 2025 is not a year. It's a siren song. One that lures us to drain retirement accounts, sever relationships, and kneel at the altar of dread. The final frame lingers on a graffiti-scrawled billboard. The end is coming! Sponsored by Amazon Prime. The narrator's parting words slither through the silence. The apocalypse won't kill us, but selling it just might. The ghosts of doomsdays past float through our collective memory, their warnings fossilized into punchlines. Y2K survivors gather in a suburban garage, laughing as they unearth crates of dehydrated stew and Geiger counters, relics of a panic that never came. We turned our basement into a fallout shelter, one man chuckles, holding up a Millennium Bug Survival Guide like a sacred text gone absurd. His wife adds, "We were so sure." The footage lingers on their faces, relief tinged with shame, nostalgia edged with unease. We've always been wrong before, the narrator intones, as the camera pans to a chalkboard scrawled with failed apocalypses. 1984, 2000, 2012. But what if we're wrong again? The question hangs, unanswered, over a world stockpiling. For 2025, yet this time the fear feels different. Thicker, algorithmic, a virus mutating in the bloodstream of modernity. The antidote? Radical skepticism. Step 1. Dissect the pattern. Every prophecy is a marionette. Follow its strings. When headlines scream, AI predicts 2025 societal collapse, ask, who coded the AI? Who profits from its panic? A montage, flashes, survivalist influencers hawking $500 water filters, fringe politicians fundraising off 2025 preparedness, a shadowy LLC trademarking Apocalypse Ready Tight M. Fear is a currency, the narrator hisses, and we're the ATMs. Step 2. Redirect the dread. Climate collapse isn't a mystic curse. It's a math problem. Meet Lena, 34, a data scientist mapping coral reef restoration in real time, her screens glowing with hope. 2.3% survival rate this month. Or Amit, 62, A former oil exec turned carbon capture evangelist, preaching to derelict factories, "We broke the world. Now let's fix it." Meanwhile, AI ethicists hack the doom machine, rigging algorithms to flag conspiracy content and amplify climate solutions. The bots aren't our fate, one declares. They're our tools. Step 3. Rebuild the tribe. The screen cuts to a Detroit neighborhood where trust isn't trending. It's forged. Retirees teach teens to repair solar panels. Single moms trade heirloom seeds instead of Bitcoin. A hacked weather app pings alerts for heat waves and hope. Local food drives, free AC zones, shade tree planting parties. Viruses spread in isolation, says Maria, 57, her community garden thriving in a once-blighted lot. But immunity? That takes a village. This isn't naivety, it's counter-prophecy. The narrator's voice swells as the montage accelerates. Indigenous activists reclaiming oil-drenched land. Gen Z coders open-sourcing AI ethics modules. Grandmothers knitting 2025 Adapt Don't Panic sweaters. Even Dixon's ghost is repurposed. A digital artist projects her face onto city walls, spliced with captions. Predict less, build more. But the true rebellion is quieter. A father cancels his bunker order, invests in a college fund instead. A QAnon widow deletes Telegram, hosts a block party. A teen smirks at a TikTok prophecy, comments, "Nah, we got this." The camera lingers on a classroom where kids debate how to save 2025. Not with bullets, but policy drafts and community blueprints. The future isn't written by prophets, the narrator murmurs. It's scribbled in margins by those too stubborn to quit. The climax erupts in a symphony of defiance. Farmers in Kenya resurrect dead soil with ancient crop rotations. Hackers rig ChatGPT to debunk conspiracies in real time. A 70-year-old nun chains herself to a bulldozer. Her sign reading 2025, God's Green New Deal. The haunting score, all discordant synths and ghostly choirs, softens into a lullaby as the screen fills with stars. Then, the twist. We've been here before. The final montage mirrors the past. Hippies planting trees during the Cold War, Y2K programmers fixing code instead of fleeing, COVID nurses dancing in parking lots. The abyss never wins, the narrator whispers, unless we let it. A child's drawing fills the frame. Earth cradled in hands labeled US, 2025 circled not as an end, but a start. The screen fades to a single flickering candle, its TD1 flame multiplied in 1,000 windows. Look up, the narrator urges. The night is loud, but the dawn is ours to write. The specter of 2025 looms, a digital age banshee howling through headlines and nightmares. But in the static, a whisper rises. You are not alone. This is not a drill. This is an invitation. Scroll past the glitch-lit doom, the AI-generated prophecies, the bunker ads preying on your dread. Share your story. The sleepless nights, the canned goods stacked like guilt in your pantry, the quiet hope you're afraid to name. Let it crackle through the void. Join the ancient wisdom today, Chanel, where panic morphs into purpose. Mothers, trading survival tips for solidarity. Engineers plotting green grids. Poets rewiring nightmares into hymns. Here, the abyss becomes a mirror. Stare into it, and you'll see not an end, but a legion. Faces lit by screens and stubbornness, refusing to let 2025 be a tombstone. Watch the visuals shift. The screen's sickly green filters dissolve into amber, the pixelated chaos softening into a campfire's glow. This is no accident. It's a rebellion. By registering, you don't just consume, you ignite. Every shared video, every debunked myth, every grassroots blueprint becomes a torch in the algorithm's dark. Ancient wisdom. Today isn't a channel, it's a covenant. A pact to weaponize wonder against the void. The final frame holds a question, seared in wildfire orange. Will you let 2025 divide us or unite us? Click. Share. Burn the script. The prophets wrote nightmares, but we, the cracked, the cautious, the quietly defiant, write the dawn.